How you doing, UCLA fans? Todd Reeves here with your UCLA Daily, part of the Fan Arch Network. Glad you joined me on this Wednesday, April 15th, 2026. It's tax day. So hopefully you got your taxes done and put in the mail or filed, and now we can enjoy some UCLA talk. And we're going to start with men's basketball and the transfer portal, of course. And UCLA was hosting a couple of visitors yesterday on campus. One of them was widely reported to be John Blackwell, the transfer from Wisconsin, who UCLA has put a major target on and could really help UCLA in the backcourt, especially scoring wise and shooting. But the problem is there's some other big time teams after him. He's legitimately a top five portal recruit, and Duke is after him, and Illinois, where his father went to school, is after him, and also Louisville making a big push for Blackwell. So the Bruins have a lot of competition, but they got him on campus. They got him to visit. No word on a decision yet. I mean, no news is probably bad news, but you never know. You never know with these things. Again, the topsy-turvy world of recruiting, it can change in a heartbeat. And it's been widely reported with this transfer portal, things change by the moment. So who knows what's going on. But the other visitor on campus that was reported by Joe Tipton on Twitter, Tipton's a national writer for On3. He said that Matt Abel was on the UCLA campus yesterday. Abel, a freshman or just finished his freshman year at NC State. So again, he fits the mold that Cronin's looking for, a player with several seasons of eligibility where Cronin can get his hands on him and try to mold him into the type of player that Cronin wants him to be and, to reach his potential. But last year at NC State, uh, Abel made 9 points per game, shot 37% from three. He's a wing player. He's 6'6". But he is looking for greener pastures after his head coach, Will Wade, left NC State to go to LSU. And so Abel is one of those wing players. Now, can he be a defensive stopper? Who knows? I mean, he came off the bench this past season for NC State, so he didn't get a ton of time as far as, trying to shut down people defensively. But the word is he is pretty athletic and can play some defense. And maybe if Cronin gets him for a couple of years, he'll become one of those big time defensive stoppers. He was a top 25 national recruit out of high school. So he came out of high school with a lot of hype on him. But he's considering a lot of different schools: Baylor, North Carolina, Stanford, Miami, Virginia, and UConn, as well as UCLA. So he's got a lot of options as far as where he wants to take his talents. And the other thing, too, that you have to keep in mind is that he's also entered his name for the NBA draft. Now, of course, he can take his name out of that. But again, he's keeping all his options open. So UCLA, I don't know. I don't know if it's a long shot. I don't know what the odds are. I'm not an insider. I don't know anything about Abel or his family. Now, his agent is Todd Ramsmar, who played at UCLA, is now an agent. So he has that connection as far as the UCLA program. But it'll be interesting to see what happens with Blackwell and Abel as of this recording. There's been no decisions made. I mean, maybe by the time you see this, some decisions have been made and some commitments have been made. But as of now, like I said, we're still in a holding pattern right now. We don't know anything. And maybe no news is kind of bad news, because you could think once you get these guys on campus, hopefully they would see everything that UCLA has to offer and then decide to commit right there. But again, these players have so many different opinions on where they should go, and they probably have a lot of different people in their ear telling them they should do this or do that. So we'll just have to be patient and wait and see what happens as far as that goes. So let's move on to football. Yesterday, there was a spring practice, day number 6 of spring practice. It wasn't full pads, it was just helmets and shoulder pads. And we're now kind of reaching the dog days of spring practice. It was the 6th one, which Coach Chesney said that's where you kind of see the dip. And he said it was a good practice, not a great practice. So, you got to take these things when coaches like to talk up their players. You just whatever they say positively, just take it down a notch. So, it probably wasn't the best practice in the world. And, Coach Chesney realizes that. I mean, this isn't his first time running a spring practice. He knows this is about the time when, guys get a little fatigued out there and start to tire. And, it's a tough grind to go through it. So these players are doing the best they can. A few more players were on the sideline, um, not kind of little nicks and bruises and stuff, no major injuries. But Coach Chesney afterward was asked about a couple of the players that were hurt, and he kind of just brushed it off, said, "Yeah, that they're working on some things, they're fine, one of them will be back, next practice." So no major injuries, no major players. We're not talking Nico or Sahir West or anything like that. No major injuries as far as like the star players or any of the receivers. So, everything seems to be progressing pretty well. Um, the defense did a little bit better on Tuesday. Coach Chesney said that he was kind of happy with the defense taking a little bit of a step forward, creating some havoc and getting a few turnovers. So, he was happy with the physicality of the defense. He said that the pass rush was good, but the interior defensive line needs to do a little bit better as far as getting a push up the middle as the pass rush. So there was that, and then he talked about the running backs, how he really likes the running backs. I mean, that's going to be one of the deepest positions for UCLA. It's not going to be one of those situations where, like Zach Charbonnet, you're going to give him the ball over and over and over again, and he's like the main workhorse in the backfield. There's going to be a lot of guys getting the ball. Um, either power backs or speed backs, and Chesney talked about the variety of those guys, but the main characteristics he said he looks for his running backs, they have to be able to block, they have to be able to pass protect, and they have to be able to catch the ball out of the backfield. So, you know, uh, part of that passing game, a running back really has to contribute, and if he's not going to contribute, he's not going to see the field, he's not going to get the ball in a running situation, and they're not going to trust him out there to protect Nico in passing situations. So there was that, and he also said he liked the physicality of the interior linemen. He mentioned that as well. He kind of liked how they were blocking. So, some good positive news out there. But, again, we're starting the dog days. Thursday will be another practice. That'll be number 7. And then Saturday will be day number 8. And then talking about Saturday, there's something special going on Saturday, and that is the UCLA alumni from the football team are going to have or be on campus for a charity event. There's going to be 24 ex UCLA quarterbacks on campus on Saturday, including Heisman Trophy winner Gary Beeben, Cade McNown, Tom Ramsey, and others that are going to have a charity fundraiser for the UCLA Mattel Children's Hospital. But they're going to be out at practice as well. So uh, all eyes are going to be, or at least 48 eyes are going to be on Nico and see how he's handling the quarterback situation, I'm sure. But even Coach Chesney talked about, they asked him after practice, what surprised him or what, something that happened so far in his tenure here at UCLA that kind of was something he didn't expect or see. And he said that it was the alumni, football alumni, coming back on to see practice, coming back on campus, and he said it was something he was hoping would happen, and he's been really satisfied as far as the players that are coming back and checking out practice and telling old war stories and stuff. So, and also Ben Bolch on Twitter mentioned how Gary Beeben sent him an email about how he was just thrilled, Beeben was, with the state of the UCLA football program so far, and then UCLA baseball and the women's basketball team winning the national championship. So Beeben was, obviously very positive as far as UCLA's future goes, and hopefully they'll get a nice look at the team on campus on Saturday before they do their fundraiser, and it should be a good time. And it's also great to see, there's so many great ex UCLA football players out there. Hopefully a lot of them will get to campus and see the team, even though Coach Chesney has closed off practice to the public. He did say that high school coaches are welcome to their practices, and UCLA football alumni are all welcome to their practices. So those two groups get to see the practices. Well, people like you and me, not so much. But anyways, no, it's great to see the quarterbacks, not only raising money for a worthy cause, but also, being able to come back and share some of the things that they went through to some of the players today, and hopefully teach them some things that that'll help them in the future. So good to see the all the quarterbacks and all the UCLA football alumni out there at practice on campus. Well, let's finish things up with UCLA women's basketball, and I have to mention that UCLA set a record on Tuesday, by having 5 first-round picks in the WNBA draft. Lauren Betts was the first Bruin drafted. She went number 4 to the Washington Mystics. And then right behind her at number 5 was Gabriela Jaquez, who went to the Chicago Sky. And then with the 6th pick, Kiki Rice came off the board, and she went to the Toronto Tempo. And then Angela Dugalich went number 9 again to Washington. So guess what? Dugalich and Lauren Betts will be teammates in the WNBA. So how about that? I mean, that's exciting. And Gianna Neepkins went to the Connecticut Sun with the last pick of the first round, pick number 15. So no team had ever had 5 first-round picks in the WNBA draft before, and now the Bruins have done it. And not only that, but their 6th senior also got drafted in the second round. Lager Walker went to the Connecticut Sun with the 18th pick overall. So now she'll be teammates with Neepkins. So we got 2 pairs of Bruins that will be teammates in the WNBA. So how about that? That's exciting stuff. So good things once again going for UCLA women's basketball as they look to retool their roster in the portal. But again, it was also nice, I have to point out, to see all the videos on social media of the ladies at the WNBA draft in New York and how they were celebrating each other. I mean, not only were they excited to know who they're going to play for and their immediate future, but they were so excited for their teammates as well. So that was great to see. Well, that'll do it for UCLA Daily today. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave the 5-star reviews and all that good stuff. And I appreciate all the comments that you left me, including one. I forgot the name. I apologize for the name. Whoever told me out there that it's JT Toppin, that's on the Texas Tech team. Thank you very much. I forgot it was JT. I know it's not Obi Toppin. He's already long gone and in the NBA. Not related, supposedly. That's what they were telling me. So, hey, what do you know? But anyways, JT Toppin was the Texas Tech player who was their star player who tore his ACL last year when we talked about Jalen Petty coming to UCLA from Texas Tech. So got that little housekeeping note out of the way. And we'll see you tomorrow for Thursday's edition of UCLA Daily. Until then, take care, Bruin fans. We'll see you tomorrow.